Good morning. Well, at the time of me filming this at least, but welcome to Books, Builds, and More. I'm Travis, and today I'll be doing the train book tag. I was tagged by Madeline at Madeline Reads to do this tag, and as you would guess, the prompts for the tag are based around a train theme, and there are 9 prompts, including the one for tagging others. So, all aboard! Prompt number 1, The Great Railway Bazaar, a book featuring an epic journey. This one's fairly easy because I recently just read one and reviewed it actually, and that is The Talisman by Stephen King. Now, I actually thought about using The Stand for this one because The Stand is quite an epic journey as well. But in my mind, I was thinking one-man quest kind of deal, which is what this book is, basically. And where The Stand is more, it features so many characters that are on this same kind of journey, but there are 2 different destinations. So that could be counted as well, but I wanted to just go with this one. This was the first one that popped up in my mind. Prompt number 2, Brief Encounter or Still Life. A brief or short book you could read while waiting for a train. This one was really easy, and this is also going to kind of showcase or give you an idea of how slow of a reader I am, but depending on how much time I would have to wait for a train, in any case, I think I would have to go with something as short as this, The Houseplant by Jeremy Ray. This is an 18-page little short story, but so powerful. I could reread this time and time again, depending on how much time I would have to wait for a train. Yeah, this would allow me to reread it over and over again. I could never get tired of this story. If you ever get a chance to read this, please, I urge you. We follow the main protagonist, which is a fern, a houseplant named George. And this is just such an emotionally powerful little short story. Like I said, it's only 18 pages long. And that's about my speed, you know. I'm a very slow reader. So yeah, this would definitely take up a lot of time, all of my time, while waiting for a train. Prompt number 3, Bradshaw's Guide, a guidebook to a favorite place or thing. Okay, I don't think I've ever really read any kind of guidebooks for places. And the best I've got, this is where my train might derail, based on my answer for this prompt. But it also says a guidebook for a thing. And I Googled this, so I've got Google to back me up on this, which is a pathetic excuse, I'm pretty sure. But I have to go with a cookbook. A cookbook is a type of guidebook. And I'm going with this diabetic cookbook. I make a lot of my meals. I prep a lot of recipes from this book. And so far, they're all good. They're all really good, you know, so a cookbook is a type of guidebook. That's the absolute best answer I've got for that prompt. Prompt number 4, Breakheart Pass, a romance novel or Western, and bonus points for a romantic Western. Well, since I don't do romance, I'm going to have to go with Western, and I've only read one Western, and that, of course, is Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. Now, one could possibly argue I could get bonus points for it being a romantic Western, but honestly, it's not. It's a epic Western. You know, pretty much that's basically what it is, because the romance in this book is mostly revolved around the sporting life, as it were, you know, for the most part. But yeah, that's my answer for this one. So I guess I'm not going to get bonus points after all. Prompt number 5, Thomas the Tank Engine, a beloved children's book. Since I'm not up to speed on popular children's books in this day and age, I'm going to just have to rely on my own childhood experiences. And I would guess that these would even hold up even to this day in these generations is anything pretty much by Dr. Seuss, Sesame Street, Disney, or just, you know, anything that's age appropriate for children at whatever levels, you know, younger. I mean, that's the best answer for that one I've got as well. Prompt number 6, The Signalman, a ghost story or horror novel. Well, I've got quite a few of each of those. And honestly, the first thing that came to mind was Pet Sematary by Stephen King, but because I already have a Stephen King book as one of my answers, the first answer to the first prompt, I'm going to go with another horror novel, and one of my favorites of all time, The Troop by Nick Cutter. This book has just about every possible horror element in it that I really enjoy. And the ending of this was so ambiguous, but anything you could imagine happening after that is certainly plausible. And that made it even more disturbing and exciting to kind of imagine, your own kind of ending to everything that happened in this book. But this is just, it's just a great horror book. Prompt number 7, Strangers on a Train, a new book that you hope to read this year, and it doesn't have to be published this year. But I don't have any books that I'm really anticipating reading this year that are new, except for one that I've looked up, because this year my goals are pretty personal this year. I want to finish the Dark Tower series by Stephen King, but I'm doing it as an extended reading project, and that's going to probably take up a majority of my year. Because I have all the books, lined up for that. But also I'm doing the Jurassic Reading Challenge this year, so I want to concentrate on that as well. So I'm not really planning to go get anything new that's published this year, except for one book, however, and that is from the author of The Asylum Confessions. I recently read book 9, which is the most recent one that came out at the end of last year, 2025. Now it turns out his 10th book, Killer Grandparents, is scheduled to come out. I believe the Kindle edition is coming out sometime in June. And probably not far behind that is when the book form, because I don't do Kindle. I don't do any kind of ebooks. I just can't do e-readers. So I'm going to keep my eye out on that when it comes out and order that and get it in here and hopefully fit it in sometime before the end of the year. Prompt number 8, The Mystery of the Blue Train, a book with a color in the title or on the cover. And I think I've got one that covers both. And I just grabbed it off the bookshelves here because it was actually the first one that caught my eye. And that's a little thriller called Run on Red by Noel W. Ely. So it's got the word in the title, the color word in the title red, and it's colored in red, so it covers both. I guess it's on the cover. Now, I have not read this thriller yet. I've had this since I think the end of 2023 when I did some book hauls at the end of that year, so it's been a while. It's been sitting on my bookshelf just waiting to be read at some point. But I've heard mixed reviews about this book. For the most part, I hear it's just kind of middle of the road, mid-grade, but we'll see whenever I get to it. And of course, the last prompt, number 9, is to tag others. And I'm going to tag Brian and Casper at Casper's Mystery Corner. I'm going to tag Brian, the-Crustic from the Crusty Codex. I'm tagging Nicole at Nicole's Bookish Nook, and Lauren and Ben at Young's and the Restless. So my apologies for any of you if you've already been tagged with this, but I'm tagging you. And of course, anybody that's watching this, if I haven't tagged you, please consider yourself tagged. This was an interesting tag. It had some really interesting prompts to it. So if you've stuck with me this far, I hope you found this somewhat enjoyable, and I hope to see you in the next video.